It's 7 o'clock. We'll start the Hamlin Zoning Board of Appeals meeting. Please turn off all pagers and cell phones. The fire exits are located at each end of the building, and the AED machine is right outside the door. With the clerk, please call the roll call.
Rocky Ellsworth?
Here.
Ed Haight?
Here.
Harold Rock?
Here.
Jonathan Woodward?
Here. Okay, I need a motion on minutes from the October 17th, 2022 meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from October, thank you. Tonight. All right, October 17th is written.
Second. Motion's been made by Jonathan Woodward, seconded by Ed Haight, to approve the minutes of October 17th, 2022. Will the clerk please call the vote?
Rocky Ellsworth?
Aye.
Ed Haight?
Aye.
Harold Rock?
Aye.
Jonathan Woodward?
Aye. Motion carried. Okay, our public hearing. Charles and Sherry Jackson. Will you explain what you need or like to do?
Okay. I know several of you were out looking at the spot. I was surprised not one neighbor asked me any questions. I thought that was very unusual for the little line track, because especially there's a lot of nosy people. And, I mean, if they got anything in the mail, they,
It's really nice.
yeah, I'm just being honest with you. I mean, so evidently they saw the stakeout and maybe they felt comfortable with it. That's what I hope. We saw the stakeout, which they finally came and did, and the company is coming to get the building permit, which they do. And hopefully they're going to have it in, it's a full house generator for both gas and electric. And we're going to move the fence that you saw. We have it, at the rear of the house. We're going to move it up so to the front foundation, just that one piece. And then we're going to run it because of the fact that there's a bicycle path alongside there that leads to a wonderful park out back, and believe me, this year with the new equipment that they put in there, it's used a lot. The kids are loving it. In fact, somebody came doing the trick-or-treat, and the man said, "Thank you for the park." I said, "Well, I didn't build the park." I said, "Your taxes paid for that park." And he didn't, even though he had a line item on his taxes, but that's okay. And so anyway, we're doing it, and hopefully they're going to have it done really before the week tomorrow. If it isn't, I'm going to be really unhappy, because then I have to get somebody to come and sit at my house for a while, one of the kids or something like that. Otherwise, they'll have to do it in the spring when we get back. But that's the whole plan. And there's no bedroom on the other side of the bicycle path. The way that they did the Ryan homes, in fact, they switched our garage. Our garage was supposed to be on the bicycle path side, but then our bedroom would have been neighbors and neighbor. If you look at them, most of them, the houses together don't have the bedrooms on the same side. I don't know why, but they seem to be happy with that one.
Is there anyone here wishing to speak for or against this proposal? If so, state your name and address.
You want to open the public hearing?
Open the public hearing now. If there's anyone here wishing to be for or against this proposal, please state your name and address. Hearing no one, I'll close the public hearing. Are there any questions from the board? Okay, we'll take a motion. No, we can't. We gotta go through the fire criteria this time. Out of the loop.
Did you close the public hearing?
Pardon? Yeah, I did.
Oh, I'm sorry, I was listening to him.
Yes, I did show whether or not undesirable change will be produced in the character of the neighborhood or detriment to nearby properties will be created by the granting of the area variance. No. Whether the benefits sought by the applicant can be achieved by some feasible method other than an area variance. With the lot size, no. Whether the requested area variance is substantial. No. Whether the proposed area variance will have an adverse effect or impact on the physical or environmental conditions in the neighborhood district. No. Whether the alleged difficulty was self-created, which consideration shall be relevant to the decision of the zoning board of appeals, but shall not necessarily preclude the granting of the area variance. They want to generate it, so it's self-created.
Well, the setback is 7.5 feet there, and we're 13 feet in the front, but not in the back. Yeah, so it is our problem.
Okay,
And the fact they moved the electric to that side of the house.
any other questions from the board? We'll take a motion then.
I'll make a motion for Charles and Sherry Dobson of 19 Settlers Lane, seeking relief from Town Code 520-15B 2F2 for a 2.5-foot side setback for a proposed generator, where the code states that the side setback in the pre-existing Huntington Park subdivision should be 7.5 feet. This is an RH zoning district, type 2 secret. 5 criteria have been read, and no comments in the public hearing.
Second.
Motion's been made by Carl Roth, seconded by Jonathan Vogler for needed variance for Charles and Sherry Dobson. Would the clerk please poll the vote?
Carol Roth,
Right?
Rocky Ellsworth,
Aye.
Ed Haig,
Aye.
Jonathan Vogler.
Aye. Motion carried. Get your building permit from Cheryl, and you should be set to go.
Yeah, I think they've made the application, completed the application for the town. In fact, he made the comment to me that the town of Hamlin is the only one that makes the owner of the property sign for building permits that they people. I said, well, that's nice.
Well, as long as you have one, that's all that counts.
Yeah, so thank you, and you all have a nice holiday. I'm going south, so enjoy the stay. Yes, London.
Okay, I requested a proposed property split for Thomas Mann. If you go to
Hi, I'm Tom Mann. I'm the owner. My wife and I own Churchill Stables in 79 Church Road. The variance, we're proposing to split the house off so I can sell it to my son. Long-term goal is for him to own the farm if he chooses, but for right now, we want to split the house off. Based on my review, it's going to need, I believe, 3 variances. Minimum lot size is 2 acres. The current plan is just under an acre. The lot width is 250 by code. We're at 130. And then I believe there's another one because there's a distance from a residence to the animals, which I don't know the exact footage, but what's that?
We were talking about that.
We were talking about that when we looked at the property, so
Yeah, I think it's 100 feet.
but
just wanted to be clear that this section of the barn right here does not have horses in it, that's our workshop, it's a store tractor. This section here, horses are in here and in the main barn. Just want to be clear on that. Do you want me to tell you how I arrived at this layout and why?
Yeah, we had some questions on that.
Yeah, so obviously, with constraints, property line to the east, and then we have the barn, but we also need access, because this is our driveway to get to the back. And when you look at the overall plan, we have paddocks, this is all those lines there, are basically our pastures. So our only access to the back really is right through here, which is right here. So that's why that is like that. I could have extended the lot deeper, but we also have pastures currently starting right here, that's where that line is. And the reasoning for that is, again, those are pastures and we need them, we need more pasture as it is, so we're just trying to utilize the pastures to the best that we can. And if I go further down, it's wet down there, so it's kind of, I can't really teach. So that's what drove this layout.
Now, obviously, the width of that, you're locked in, but could you go deeper to get the 2 acres?
Yeah, but I forfeit pastures. We have 2 little pastures over there for horses that can't get along with the rest of the horses, so we have it on that side. My original thought was to extend it back, but then talking to my attorney, liability-wise, you don't want horses on somebody else's property because we're liable. So that was the reason when we cut it at that point.
But you could move these pastures back further. You've got plenty of room in the back of your property here, correct?
Yeah, you could. I mean, as you can see, all of our pastures here are up front, and the reason being is our horses get walked out. So during the winter months, you can only imagine, it's really difficult. The longer we gotta go, the harder it is to get the horses out. So that's the reasoning. You know, obviously we have more land in the back too, but it's not pasture. Right. Maybe someday it will be, but right now, it's just hard to get them out there or get them back in when you need to.
But they walk them out here, if they move these back a little bit. So why I'm asking is, the zoning board of appeals is, they're charged with giving you the minimum variance needed.
Right.
And obviously your frontage, there's really nothing you can do about that. You do need the entrance in to get back there.
Right.
And just, it appears that you could get the 2 acres and you wouldn't need that variance.
Now, the horse farm is going to stay a horse farm.
Yes. Yeah, the horse farm's an LLC, which is my wife and I own. Like I said, the long-term plan is to sell the whole thing to my son, but he's 23 years old. At least, you know, so over time he'll eventually have it. Going back further this way, it drops off and it's really wet back there. It's actually, it all kind of, that's the whole point of the whole property back in there, which is why they're only, that's as far as they go, is the high spot. Otherwise, we would have expanded all the way to the back already.
There's a paddock over here. So.
I think it show you.
Back here now, more, but
Yeah.
Yeah, this is your road, right?
No, all this is low, because it all slopes this way. So, there's the driveway, and then after that it drops off.
if you can get two, if you can get more than, you can get over an acre, it's not that, so the variance isn't half the size of the lot. 10.9 is,
It's 0.98 is another thing.
Yeah, it's half. So, you mentioned that, so I know it's a variance. I looked at the neighborhood, character of the neighborhood, and I Googled this, Google Earth. So what I did was, to the east of me, all the properties there, you can see, they are roughly an acre, they're smaller, they're less than an acre, like quite a bit. All of these, right here. So the character of the neighborhood has small lots, and that was,
But those are pre-existing prior to the current zoning, and because you're making a change to your property, you have to adhere to the current zoning.
right.
So that's why we're trying to,
Yeah, one of the variance requirements, I don't know what number it was, it brought up the character of the neighborhood, and that's one of the criteria. So I just wanted to mention that the neighborhood does have similar lot sizes there, so.
Are there any, the place right east of you, are there any animals there now?
Yes.
Okay, because
Yeah, it's a single family, and they have three horses.
Okay.
It's a narrow, believe it or not, all those properties were all owned, they're all combined at one time.
Right.
Yeah, back in the day, the two properties were built, I guess the guy that owned the farm built the other one for his kids or something, and then Greenwell, I think Greenwell's been buying it up, and it's been split off over the years, but they were all one farm at one point in time.
I've had the farm around the corner for 53 years, so I'm familiar with the area.
You know the history, yeah.
Does anyone have any input here, so we go forward?
go ahead and schedule it for a public hearing, that's not a problem.
The public hearing will be December 19th.
And Cheryl, there's a third variance that he's looking for, do you know what that's the variance from? For the section of the walls?
It was, yeah,
I remember that because we've hit it with some other.
it's on the application, don't
Is
Is it in 520-41?
You get one that says no building in which farm animals or poultry are kept shall be located within 50 feet of any lot
That's it.
line.
Yes.
Or within 150 feet of any adjoining residence.
right,
Either or. That's the third one?
yeah, because that's.
Okay.
Now, I don't know if I need the variance, I just want to make it clear that this barn, because that would put me within the 50 feet. This barn area here is our storage for our tractor.
31 feet from the.
I think
So it wouldn't,
It would be,
so when we're doing one public hearing, we probably should cover everything.
yes,
So,
I just want to make sure.
because except someday down the road, if you sold it,
Right.
the buyer's attorney may,
Yep.
somebody could end.
so if you already covered that way.
Yeah, because when you don't own it anymore, somebody else might put animals in there. So let's cover everything
Okay.
in one shot.
Motion to schedule a public hearing?
I make a motion to schedule a public hearing, excuse me, for Thomas Mann, for property at 179 Church Road, for December 19th, after 7 p.m., for other variances that will be needed to split the property and sell the house off, make the property on its own. Minimum lot size is 2 acres and a 29 acre is proposed. Minimum lot width is 250 feet and there's 130 feet proposed. And there's a distance from a barn housing animals from the building and or lot line that will not, I don't know the exact dimensions, but we can get them, but a building with animals from the lot line and or a house is going to be included in that.
I'll separate those 50 feet from the house or 150
50 feet from the house or
from the
150
lot line or 150 from
from the house, right?
Yeah, okay.
That's all it is, right? Just those 3 variances.
Second. Motion's been made by Ed Hay, seconded by Al Rock to schedule a public hearing for Thomas Mann, 179 Church Road, for minor variances sometime after 7 p.m., December 19th, 2022. Would the clerk please poll and vote?
Carl Roth.
Aye.
Rocky Ellsworth.
Aye.
Ed Hay.
Aye.
Jonathan Bolton.
All their neighbors within 500 feet will be notified. And make sure you have someone here for the public hearing. Oh, yeah. Because sometimes people don't, then there's not anything we can do, you know? Right. Thank you very much.
If you think more about it, just before what's the deadline for payment?
I'm going to say the deadline for payment would be like December 12th,
Okay.
a week before.
Oh, okay, usually it's.
I usually, whenever they are they able to come in, but the 12th will be the drop dead deadline.
Yeah, if you think about it and you think there may be a chance you could push the south a little bit further,
Yeah.
you know, it would be.
Yeah, talk to Sherry before, because once the legal notice is printed,
That's what
we can't vary from that.
Just that if you think about it and there's a chance you can push that out, maybe relocate some of that horse pasture, just to make it look a little bit closer to the code.
So you can't make it smaller than the 0.98 acres, but you can make it larger.
Oh, she puts the 9 acre, okay.
Yes, you can't make it smaller.
Okay, because I got in trouble before wanting to change the number of chickens.
I just wanted to make sure that
You can't make it smaller, you can make it larger.
Okay.
if you have that discussion and you want to make a change, just we need to know when she makes that.
Right, I hadn't put that in the legal notice.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
I didn't know you should approve the publication either. Yeah, and but I should have announced it. Jeff Hand. Go again?
Jeff?
Could you tell us what you are proposing?
Well, if you've driven by the fences up,
Well, thank you very much.
he was a very happy horse, but he had plans for a shelter, a barn shelter, whatever, for quite a while now, and it's taken many forms and it's gotten smaller and cheaper out of necessity. So the quickest thing we can put up is actually smaller than what's on here.
Did you propose 24 by 20?
That well, because we wanted to use it not only for a stall and feed, but like storage, skid steer, lawnmower, things like that, just to keep it out of the weather. But having it inside the fence is, makes a little sense. So we scaled this down to, we got two options right now. I'm looking at a permanent pole barn of 16 by 24, or a quote-unquote portable shed, like a pre-built shed kind of thing, for, I think it's a 10 by 20, or 12 by 20 maybe, something like that. Anyway, smaller than this, and it would still be on the south side of the ditch there. It's tree covered. Nearest the driveway for access on it.
Red squares, correct?
Red square.
In that general.
How far back is that from the road?
60 feet maybe, 50, 60 feet. I didn't actually tape it off, there's nothing in that area square. I think ideally, if I had the time and extra resources in the near future, if it was the portable structure, we could move it all the way to the west end eventually, but then I need to put an access.
Which in the long run is probably better.
Yeah,
I bring the horse and everybody.
we'd actually rather have it there, for the sake of the weather coming up and all that.
Right.
I've been back and forth with pole barn builders and shed builders and all that, and it's going this small, the pole barn guys can get it done soon. If I did originally thought of putting a larger barn slash storage building back where the house is, it wouldn't be till like February.
Right, yeah.
And then you gotta run the fence all the way back there, and
In the long run, it'll be more practical for you and easier and
yes.
everything. Motion to schedule a public hearing?
I'll make a motion for Jeff and Jillian Hand. 1757 Brook Schoolhouse Road, seeking relief from Town Code 527C to build a shed in front of the front foundation of their dwelling. Public hearing on December 19th after 7 p.m.
Second.
Motion by Carol, seconded by Ed Haight to schedule a public hearing for Jeff and Jillian Hand on December 19th after 7 p.m. for a proposed structure in front of the front foundation of their house. Would the clerk please poll the vote?
Carl Rock. Rocky Ellsworth.
Aye.
Ed Haight. Jonathan Davis.
Now, the Saturday before, which would be the 17th, sometime after 10:30, if you could have it staked out or painted or something, we come out and view everything. So, and then we'll come and don't shoot at us.
Are we definitely going with the 12 by 20?
I don't know, it's availability in time.
So how much, so I have to go to a public hearing that can be either size?
Now, if she publishes 24 by 24, you can go smaller, right?
We're gonna publish 16 by 24.
On this one, you can go smaller.
Right.
Yes.
Okay,
So you can't go bigger.
No, 24 by 20, but that's the standard pole barn size, and it's a little large, but
okay, so I will publish 16 by 24.
And if you come in with the other one, we'll just.
yeah, it won't matter, it could be 1624 or something slightly smaller than that, one way or the other.
Okay, have your $75 into Cheryl, and all your neighbors within 500 feet will be notified.
Yep.
Thank you, Jeff.
Okay, anything from our legal department?
Sorry, I was laughing at him.
You're no fun. Our building department.
No, everything's well run smoothly, not too much news.
Everybody's coming.
I'm very well, the work is on, I mean, how the buses are in. They're doing a great job, they're very professional. They like overbuilding, which is a good thing. And they seem excited, and everybody's excited for something.
A lot of people, what's going on is, I've gotten several calls, what happened to Bob?
And when they call my office, that's the case to
Town board report.
Okay, we had a public hearing for our 2023 budget, and that passed. We have 2 public hearings coming up on November 30th, and they both affect senior exemption to taxes, local taxes. So one would rescind, we made a local law, I think in like 2017 or 18, that you could bring in receipts from your non-reimbursed medical expenses, like prescription drug costs. So we have a public hearing to rescind that law so that people would no longer be able to bring in those receipts for those deductions and apply them towards their taxes. That's for seniors. And then the second one is we passed a local law, again, time frame 17 or 18, where senior exemptions did not have to renew annually with paperwork, but the current assessor has asked us to take a look at that. So we're going to host a public hearing to rescind that local law, so everyone would have to renew their exemptions annually and show their proof of income annually.
I think that one was, that actual law was after 3 years of having the exemption, you automatically got it, and that's really kind of excessive, because who knows, they might get a windfall from distribution from an estate and have all this income coming in, and they wouldn't be eligible for a low income star. So,
but currently they could, because they don't, if, they're not showing that proof of income every year. They're not required to do that currently.
I'm trying to think, doesn't the state report the...
No, if you're senior star limited, you have to come in and prove your income to the town assessor. Yep. And the other one is because they just changed the star exemption requirements and gave them a bigger boost up in something, I can't remember off the top of my head. So it's really not needed with non-reimbursed medical expenses.
Quite a bit, yeah.
Currently, I think that somewhere like you get the exemptions, they're starting at like 35,000, but they just boosted that range up to like people who are making up to, I think it's 54,000 can get an exemption. So they really, it's going to include a lot more people. I mean, it's a big jump.
Especially if you can use your medical exemption, you go a little higher.
Right, so it kind of offsets that a little bit. Plus, I don't know, in talking to the assessor, does she really want to go through people's medical receipts and tally up, looking at all of their receipts, like what they didn't get reimbursed for, and then becomes, how do you prove it, so I think there's just some things around there that she asked us to look at for good reasons. So those 2 public hearings are on the 30th, and then the Farmland Protection Plan is moving along. Right now, there are surveys sent out to anyone that owns farmland or has an ag exemption, and we're just waiting to get those back. I think Phil said he wanted to get like 65% of them back, and we're not there yet, so he's gonna send some postcard reminders out and hopefully get those. They're done. Get back.
I started, never finished.
Well, yes, I'm talking to you, Rocky, no, I'm just kidding. Yeah, so fill it out and turn it in. So once he gets those surveys back, that's the next step. We're just waiting to get those back. That's all I have. Everyone have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Nice holiday. That's it. You too. Thank you.
Can we move to adjourn?
Okay, I thought you were gonna tell us something.
Barring no further business, I move we adjourn. Second.
Aye.